This is a tutorial on creating draw schedules in Curling.io. To access the draw schedule for a league or competition, first click on its name and then click on the Schedule tab. For this league, we don't have any games to schedule because we haven't yet created any round robins or playoff brackets. Let's start by creating a round robin. Click on the Stages tab and then click on the New Round Robin button. Give the round robin a name, then select a ranking method for how points are assigned, select how ties are resolved, and assign the teams that will play in this round robin. If this is the first round robin for the event, the teams will be pre-filled. The order or rank is used when displaying the teams and to resolve ties after the head-to-head comparison. Creating the round robin will create all of the possible games where every team plays every other team once. If the iterations was set to 2, then every team would play every other team twice and you would have twice as many games. Now that we have our games, we can go back to the Schedule tab. At this point, we could manually create a draw schedule by clicking the Add Draw button and selecting games for each draw and sheet. However, for this example, we would rather ask the system to automatically generate our schedule. We're missing some settings before we can do this, so we click the Settings button. Let's make sure the interval, draw days, and draw times have been set. This league runs every Monday night at 7 p.m. If we had a second day, we could specify both days separated by a comma, and if we had a second draw, we could specify both times separated by a comma. Now that we've provided the necessary information, we can click the Generate button. The system tries to find a matching draw schedule template based on the number of teams. If it finds just one template, it will use it to build our schedule. If it finds more than one template, it will ask us to pick which one we want to use, highlighting what it believes is the best match. We'll select the 8 teams with 4 sheets template since it's a perfect match. It can take a minute for the draw schedule to generate in the background, depending on its size. For our simple 8-team schedule, it only takes a second or 2 at most. Now we will review our generated schedule and see if there are any changes we'd like to make. We can change the dates, we can move the games, and we can add and remove additional draws. When we click on a cell, a drop-down expands with a dash and then a list of available games. Selecting the dash will unassign the existing game so it can be assigned elsewhere. The system won't let us assign a game that has already been assigned, and it won't let us assign a game with a team that is already playing in the current draw. If you don't see a team in the drop-down that you expected to see, check if that game has already been assigned to another cell, or if one of the teams is already participating in another game that is assigned to the draw. There's a full screen mode we can use with large draw schedules to make it a bit easier to edit. You'll notice a light yellow outline around fields that have changed, and that the Save and Reset buttons are enabled once there are unsaved changes. If you ever see a red outline around a field, it means that it has a conflict and cannot be saved. For example, a duplicated draw label or time would be invalid. We can add or remove additional draws manually as needed. We just need to make sure we change the date and time so that it doesn't conflict with a previous draw. Let's say we wanted to add another round robin. Midway through the season, go back to the Stages tab and click the New Round Robin button. Give the round robin a unique name and assign its teams. Notice that the teams are not automatically assigned this time. That's because this isn't our first round robin, and the system assumes you may want to assign different or maybe fewer teams. Once the second round robin has been created, we can now schedule its games back in the Schedule section. We can even generate and append a new block of draws for our second round robin by clicking the Generate button and again selecting a draw schedule template when prompted. The new draws are appended after the last of the previous draws. The name of each game is followed by a dash and the name of its round robin so that we can tell the difference. Similarly, if you ran multiple iterations in a round robin, the iteration number would follow the game name. If you ever need to rebuild your schedule from scratch, there's a Remove All button at the bottom of the screen. There's also a download button which will export your draw schedule into a format that can be imported into a spreadsheet program like Excel or Google Sheets. If you are a premium Curling I/O club, you'll be able to create and copy your own draw schedule templates. In the top right club menu, select Schedule Templates. Here you will see all of our pre-made draw schedule templates and can copy or create your own. You should only create a template when you know that an exact schedule will be used more than once across multiple events or seasons. Otherwise, you're better off simply creating your draw schedule manually within the event. This concludes our tutorial on creating draw schedules in Curling I/O.